And we are on the air, Rowan. How are you, mate?
Good to be here.
Yeah,
Good to
yeah.
be talking with the Bear Man in person.
The bear man.
Uh,
So let's start with this, right? I'm a deathist.
are you? So, like the way
Well,
I
that
define death is,
you
I should define that.
yeah, okay.
Okay,
Well,
so
hang
death
on.
is
Sorry,
okay.
let's do some introductions, right?
Mhm.
I'm Bearing. This is Rowan. Rowan runs a channel called Eternal Life Fan, and Rowan, you are of the opinion that you want to live forever, like literally live forever. So
Very
we're not
correct.
talking we're not talking like Christians, like when you die you go to heaven, you live forever. It's not none of that wishy washy. You actually want to live forever in your body.
Yes, I actually want to live forever, but I would be glad if there was a heaven. I would certainly want that, as opposed to not existing. Yeah.
Sure. Define when you say not existing. What can you go into that a bit for me?
It's just the idea of like your consciousness ceasing to exist. That's what's like horrible to me. Like, right? Like having your consciousness be gone forever in that state of non-existence. It's
So,
like the worst fate imaginable to me.
so it's not a black room. Uh,
Oh no. It's not like you'd be conscious and then like just witnessing blackness. It would be like you don't exist. But that's horrible to me because like it's the absence of what is good, which is life.
but
So it's not that you would know you're dead, but even just the idea of being dead and not getting to experience life, that's just freaking awful.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, fair enough.
Don't you have that kind of fear of death? Like,
I think everyone does,
yeah.
absolutely. But it's just the sort of rationality of it that I suppose I'm interested in. I mean, the white YouTuber in the chat says, you come across as a very happy bloke, and I agree with him. You seem to be an upbeat, sort of positive, sort of motherfucker, and that's a good thing. But how? I mean, how? How are you going to? I mean,
How are we gonna live forever?
is it that you want to live forever, or you believe you are going to live forever?
Okay, it's firstly that I want to live forever, and I kind of, as far as whether I believe I'm gonna live forever, it's more of a hope. I don't necessarily.
Yeah.
It's like I really want to, and I hope I'm going to live forever, and I'm going to try to live forever. Whether or not I believe I'm going to live forever is kind of a moot point, and I don't even think about it. Like because how am I going to know? I don't know if I'm going to live forever. It's just like a hope,
But
you know?
but okay, so you don't know. You did that video on what's her name? I forget her fucking name. And you judged her as a deathist, and I
Oh,
was in a
Dreamy Diglett.
yeah,
Diglett. Am I
that's
saying it
right.
right? Dreamy Diglett. You were in that chat.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. And you called me the bear man, and I was a deathist
Well,
motherfucker.
I think my main criticism with you in that chat is that at one point you were reasoning that you wouldn't want to live forever because you said it would get a bit boring. That's what you said. So I'm
Um,
like, I've never liked people the excuse of, oh, it'd be boring. I wouldn't want to live forever because it'd be boring. Like, what the heck? Life is so fun.
that's probably a really simple way to put it, but I mean, I suppose it's more a case of we weren't supposed to live forever. And so I mean, you can't picture yourself when you get to 80 years old and you're a bag of fucking you're a bag of bones and fucking rotting fucking organs. That can't be fun either.
No. And I'm not talking about living forever in that kind of decrepit state. When I talk about living forever, I'm talking about like advanced technology that could rejuvenate us to a youthful state where we're like living forever in our prime of health, like 25, forever. So it wouldn't be that type of like living in an old bag of bones, like that type of thing.
Aren't you 30 now? Are you 30 yet?
Yeah, just turned 30, like
So
just a few days ago on August 14th.
congratulations, happy
Thank you.
birthday for the other day. So this technology would have to reduce your age by 5 years.
If I have aged, if I'm starting to go down that downhill, because I think we're in our prime at around 25 or something. So I probably have already starting to go downhill and decline. So yeah, it would probably reverse reverse my aging about 5 years.
And is there anything on the horizon? I mean, is there anything real that gives you this hope?
Yes. Well, the strategy here to live forever is kind of multifaceted. So at the point in time when scientists will cure aging, we don't know when that's going to be. But I want to be alive at that point in the future, right? So I'm doing things like supplements, dietary strategies, caloric restriction, that kind of thing, where this is going to increase my longevity so I can be alive at whatever point in time they cure aging. I might have to live to be 120 just to make it to that time frame, right? Because we don't know when it's going to happen. So I'm like doing like supplements and stuff, and dietary, like eating really healthy and exercising, things like that.
Yep. Yeah. Do you eat? I hear raw eggs are the go. Do you eat raw eggs?
Oh yes, one of the longest living ladies had attributed her longevity to eating 3 raw eggs a day. Yeah. So that's a lot of freaking eggs. That's like freaking a lot of eggs.
I ate 3 eggs yesterday, but they were poached.
Oh yeah, well, poaching is better because you're not, as long as you're not cooking the egg yolk. You want to have that yolk be raw. It's the most important part of the egg that you don't want to cook. But I do eat raw eggs, so I'm not a vegan.
Shit. So, I mean, let's address. I mean, you made this. You used the term cure aging. If we can ultimately cure aging, then how? I mean, what's to say it's going to stop at 25? Why won't you be cured back to an infant?
I don't think it works that way. So it would like.
No, it doesn't work.
No. Well, you wouldn't revert back to an infant because I think the aging process, like, I don't know. That's just really weird to think about. It wouldn't work that way though. It would we would return us to our after we've grown. After we're fully grown. I think that's how it works.
So when you say cure aging, you mean cure it to a point that you reverse your aging back to say 25, 26.
Yeah, so basically it's like this. There's this scientist, Aubrey de Grey. I follow his work. He's one of the best anti-aging scientists. And he says that there's 7 main causes of aging. And if we can cure them all, if we can find a solution for each of these damaging effects of aging, then essentially we can revert back to our prime, whatever age that would be. And so they're working on all these technical scientific issues. I'm not like a scientist, so I don't know the specifics of everything they're doing, but they're my main hope as far as living forever, curing aging.
Yep.
And then other transhumanists, they talk about mind uploading. And I'm not a big fan
what's a transhumanist?
So transhumanists are these people. I consider myself a transhumanist. We're into using science and technology to conquer death, live forever, and to improve the human condition, eliminate basically all these problems with being a human, right? Like, we want to have superpowers. We want to enhance ourselves. We want to basically evolve to the next level of what it would mean to be a human, using every advantage we could with science.
Yeah. And so tell me, if let's just say you got to 70, right, or 80 or something, right, and there wasn't the technology to reverse aging, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you go? Well, I mean, if you could do it, would you upload your consciousness onto a computer and live as a computer until they could reverse aging? And just take that punt that it could be 50 years, it could be 500 years, it might never happen. You might get chucked out,
Yeah, so a lot of transhumanists are into this mind uploading idea, and I've never been a fan of it. I don't think it's actually going to work as far as preserving your consciousness, because I don't really think the mind can be uploaded into a computer. I think you would lose yourself.
No. I'm saying if they could do it, if it was established that it could be done.
Oh, sure. I mean, that'd be better than not existing. So
okay, let me ask you this question then. if it was proven that it could be done, right? So if they could establish that you can upload your mind to a computer or a USB or something, and you just chill out and play solitaire and shit, but you couldn't do it past the age of 40, would you do it?
Like, would I have to wait? Why wouldn't I just stay in my body though? Am I being forced to do it? Am I dying or something of some terminal illness?
No, you're not being forced to do it. So they developed the technology, right, to upload your consciousness and your mind to a computer, right? That gives you the ability to live forever as a consciousness on a computer, right? And until the day when we can supposedly reverse aging, right? But you can't, for whatever reason, your body is too weak. The operation won't work. The transfer won't work if you're over the age of 40. Would you make that exchange?
Would that operation entail that my physical brain is destroyed in that transfer process? Because I'd probably
absolutely. But your consciousness is not. Your consciousness is on a computer.
Well, if hypothetically that could actually work, which I don't think it would, then I would do it. But I don't think the mind uploading process would work. I don't think I'd be transferred to some computer substrate. I think I want to protect my brain. So realistically, I don't think I would make such a gamble, because it would be a gamble, because you would never know that your consciousness is actually being transferred, right? It's
what if your best mate did it, and your best mate's body and brain and everything died, but you were speaking to a computer and he knew intimate details of your friendship and could say, Rowan, remember that time when we fucking skipped through the meadows holding hands and we fucking whatever came after that?
Well, it still wouldn't prove that my friend is my friend. It could just be a copy of my friend. It could be a copy of my friend's consciousness, so he has those memories, but it's not really my friend.
But isn't
pretending to be my friend?
Here's a question. Here's a question though. Isn't every one of your memories just a copy? Your whole body, your whole body is 100% not the same body as you had. I forget what the number is. 7 or 8 years ago, cells replace themselves. So your body is a completely different thing than it was, say, 8 or 10 years ago. So what's the difference? I mean, so if your body is replacing itself, then your brain and the structures that hold your memories have to replace themselves. So what's the difference?
Well, I think the difference is there's like a continuity of consciousness. So from day to day, though our cells are being replaced and dying and everything, we have this kind of, you maybe call it an illusion or whatever, but we have this like continuation of we remember the previous day, we remember, and then we kind of lose our memories over time, but we feel like the same person. And so if the jump is too abrupt, like trying to mind upload or transfer your consciousness, it might be so abrupt that it might cut off your consciousness, and you might not be the same person.
But that's what I'm saying. Your best mate did it yesterday, and he's like, "No, bro, no, it was complete. There's no cut off. I feel like the same person. I wish I could have a wank, but I don't have a dick. Like he's the same character."
Yeah. Well, that sounds really good, but it sounds too good to be true. So I don't.
Well, so does living forever.
It does sound too good to be true, but what else do we have? I mean, I feel like if we don't live forever, what's really the point of life? It's like we're born, we're just waiting to die, and then what's the point? We die and then we cease to exist. And
what? So hang on a sec. So unless something lasts literally forever, it has no point. Unless
our consciousness lasts forever, I feel like life is meaningless if we have to cease to exist.
What about?
I mean. Yeah.
What about your memory? Like, what about the memory of you? Like, what about people who do really good things for the world and for other people and inspire people and that sort of thing? Would you still say that? Would you say that there was no point to Albert Einstein's life?
Well, there was a point for him while he was alive, but then if he dies, he has no personal meaning from that anymore. So it's like everything is lost when someone dies. Now we can still benefit and from his memory, and we can learn from what he had to say or whatever. And so he can inspire the people who are still alive. But I guess I'm coming from a more self-interested perspective, selfishness, you could call it. But I don't care if people just remember me. Oh, they're talking about Rowan after I'm dead. Oh, they're watching my videos. Like that does not give me any comfort. Or let's say I had children. People talk about having a symbolic immortality through their children. That idea has always been so stupid to me. Like I don't care if I have children. I don't care if I was famous or leave a legacy. I need to live forever physically. I want my consciousness to last forever because then that's the only way we can have fun and have a personal value. All right.
But who is it? Nico Gamer James in the chat makes a good point. Everything is going to be destroyed anyway. Living forever is impossible. Eventually, there is an end to the universe. Yeah, he's right. There's an end to everything, literally everything. So if you lived forever, you'd be an anomaly. You would be like nothing else in the universe.
Yeah, the whole heat death of the universe thing that actually came up in the conversation you were having with Dreamy Diglett. Yeah. And this whole thing about the heat death of the universe, I always say that how do people know that that's actually going to happen? It's a hypothesis. It hasn't happened yet. So for all we know, it's not going to happen. And if it were going to happen, who's to say humanity cannot come up with some technological solution to that problem? We can actually stop the heat death of the universe, right? Why not?
What are your thoughts on dinosaurs? They died out. There's an end to them.
They're losers. They died.
Dinosaurs are losers.
Everyone that dies is a loser. Dead people are losers. To be very technical about it, it's true. It's like if you die, you lost. You get to live forever, you win. It's that simple.
That is so fucking awesome. I fucking love you. I'm just gonna read out some super chats, man. I'll just I've got a bit of a backlog here.
Okay.
So Nihilistic Nacho says, "Bearing, what are your thoughts on Kiwis? They're cunts." Kiwis are all right. Sweeper Steven says, "In behalf of the Lords of the Night, aka Ranting Monkey, Scribe Light, and some dumb American, you look like the tongue butter in the turtle cave. Lol, crying face." Fuck you, Ranting Monkey. Lanny Stanfield says, "If you live forever, are you able to tongue butter more turtle caves? I'm asking for a friend." I just ignore this, Ron. James says, "The problem with the theory is that so many people of recent are moving away from science and more towards fields. If this continues with more people moving away from science, do you think we will make it to breaking point within your lifetime?" Do you understand that question?
No, you have to rephrase it for me.
So the problem with the theory is that so many people of recent are moving away from science and more towards field. So he's saying that people are disregarding science and facts and moving towards feelings or emotions. If this continues with more people moving away from science, do you think we will make it to the break point within your lifetime? What's the break point? I don't understand what the break point is.
Oh, I think he's talking about the longevity escape velocity. That's the scientific term for like the point in time when we cure aging. So if you make it to that point in time, you can maybe live forever. So I think that's the breaking point he's talking about. Yeah, we definitely want to encourage science and technology. And Zoltan Istvan is doing that. He's the guy that I rode on the immortality bus with. And he's really doing a good job of just spreading this message that it's all about science and technology, people, and conquering death with science and technology. And he's doing a really good job of spreading that message and getting people less into feels and more into the science.
Wait, there's an immortality bus?
Yeah, there was a bus that I rode on for like 3 months across the country with Zoltan Istvan, and he was campaigning for a presidency, and it's shaped like a coffin. It looks like a coffin. Yeah. And there's a documentary being made on it. Actually, there's already one. There's a few coming out, I think.
Tell me, if that bus, right? This is going to be a little bit dark, right? If that bus got into a seriously bad collision, right, and everyone on board got decapitated and fucking died instantly, would you have a little bit of a chuckle?
Well, as long as I wasn't on the one, no, I wouldn't have a chuckle. That'd be horrible.
No, I don't mean a chuckle like, I mean like a kind of chuckle, like a.
It would be it would be ironic.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking
in
for,
the
ironic.
dark humor in the worst way possible. It'd be...
Okay, all right, but like 20 years later, you'd be able to go. Fucking dumb motherfuckers, the immortality bus. They all fucking died, wouldn't you? Like 20 years, 30 years later, 40 years. Okay, cool. Ian Murphy says, mention my name to Rowan Horn.
Oh,
is your last name Horn?
Hey, Ian. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. How's it going?
No, it isn't. I like your jacket. And James says, the point to life is a realization of how precious life really is, because the physical body doesn't last forever. I like that. That's an astute point. I like it.
Wait. Say that again. I missed that one.
The point to life is the realization of how precious life really is, because the physical body doesn't last forever.
What? I disagree. That's blasphemy. Life is precious because living forever is possible. That is precisely what makes life so precious.
It's not. No one's done it. How can you say it's possible when no one's done it?
There was a time when we couldn't fly on planes. There was a time when, everyone was dying of like contagious diseases and pneumonia and all this stuff. Science, progress. It's the next step. It's the next stage of human evolution.
Okay, I asked you a question. I'm just going to find this question because I really wanted your thoughts on it. Remember that comment that I left that time? I want you to answer it. Eternal Life Fan.
Oh, the comment you left on the Dreamy Diglett video?
Yeah, that was deep as fuck. Everyone, Rowan's channel is listed in the description. You can see all sorts of videos about living forever at Rowan's channel. Okay, right. So there's a bit of smack talk. We talked smack to each other a bit, and then I said, okay.
Right, I judged Dreamy Diglett so hard in that video.
I know she got
deserved it.
Judged. I felt judged, and I was just on the peripheral, man. I was judged as a deathist, man. I was fucking labeled as a deathist. All right, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, I want to address this, right? Okay, so I say eternal life, fan. So, hang on. I've got to start a bit earlier. All right. So I said, Rowan, I have a question. Let's say you did work out a way for people to live forever. Would you ban sex to ensure population numbers are maintained, or would you just euthanize all newborn babies? This is about banning sex, isn't it? You probably shouldn't let your crippling fear of vaginas affect other people's lives.
Yeah, what's this crippling fear of vaginas? You said that in the Virgin Pride video too. I don't have a crippling fear of vaginas.
Are you sure?
I have a fear of STDs. If it's a clean, pure vagina, I have no problem.
Okay, I have a crippling fear of bullets, not guns. Fucking potato, motherfucker. Yeah, gotcha. Right. So, you answered, I would never ban sex. That would be unnecessary. Oh, fuck you. You answered, I would never ban sex. One second, I just lost it. Hang on, patience. I would never ban sex. That would be unnecessary. But I would have a zero-child policy if/when the Earth reaches its maximum capacity population. In that scenario, someone would only be allowed to have a child if they sacrificed their own life. That way, we could maintain a perfect population on Earth. Make sense? Sure, I would love to. Okay, that is inconsequential. So I say, this is my rebuttal. I say, eternal life fan. So, not allowed to reproduce, but the act of reproduction is fine. If you want to have a baby, no problem. You just got to off yourself in exchange. So let's say a horny teenage girl gets pregnant and hides the fact that she's pregnant until it's too late to abort. We don't know who the father is because she'd consumed more dick than oxygen around the time she fell pregnant. So the baby is born. When advised she must now off herself in order to maintain the world's population, she point blank refuses to do so. This is your world, Rowan. We have eternal life and things are fantastic. Unfortunately, though, you're holding the gun and have a difficult choice to make. Whose brains will you be blowing out? The mother's or the baby's?
Okay. Wait a second. What did I answer that question yet?
Yeah, you did. You said, I will address your concerns in our chat.
Okay. So wait, did the girl, so is the girl's choice?
Well, hang on. Well, this is a teenage girl, right? So she's 15, right?
Yeah.
And she's taken kilometers of dick. She's a filthy slut, right? She's gotten herself pregnant, right? Now she hides it. She wears baggy clothes. She wears hoodies. She bought a fetching bearing hoodie from the merch link in the description, and she hides it, right? And she gets to a point where she's like, she's going to give birth in 3 months, and I'm pretty sure that's too. You can't have an abortion then. It's murder, right? And then she goes, "Hey, mum, pa, I'm pregnant. Look, I'm going to have a baby." And so she gets to the point where she has to go to the hospital and she has to have the baby. Right, so the baby's born, baby's perfectly healthy, right? So here's a filthy fucking cock slut mum in the hospital bed nursing the baby. The baby's on the tit. Everything's peaceful. Everything's beautiful. President Rowan comes along with a fucking with a magnum, and has a decision to make. Rowan says to the girl, "Oh well, you know the rules. You fucking know the rules. You want to have a baby, you've got to off yourself. Here's a gun, love." She goes, "Get fucked, Rowan, you fucking idiot. Yeah, fuck you. I'm not offing myself. Baby obviously can't off itself. So who are you going to shoot?"
This could be a movie. It's a movie idea right here. Well, first of all, let's be realistic. You painted a scenario where there is literally a maximum capacity of the Earth that's been reached and all that. That's not likely to happen. Before that happens, we're going to be colonizing other planets.
No, you can't avoid the fucking. You cannot avoid this, motherfucker. This is your perfect reality, right? We have eternal life. We have eternal life. You've achieved your goals. Everyone's fucking. It's fabulous. Everyone's happy, right?
Yeah.
Slut has baby. Baby's healthy. You've got a policy. Mum or dad have to off themselves if they're going to have a baby. So you can't just go, "Oh, well, we'll just let one through." Earth's at capacity. Who are you offing?
Okay, well, for a situation like this, because she was so young, she might not be held to the same standard. So we could maybe have a committee of people, qualified people, judges that decide in these cases if the mother is going to be killed or the baby. But if there is a maximum capacity, and we have to follow the rules, so we're going to have overpopulation. So, I mean, I would think in a situation like that, it would be the baby has to go because the mother is more important.
What has the baby done?
Nothing, but the mother is more of a consciousness than a baby. So a mother is an adult.
How can you say that? How can you say the mother is more? The mother's a dirty fucking slut. The mother's going to go and fucking take another fucking 6 miles of cock, get pregnant again, and it's going to fucking, and your committee's going to be fucking overworked. Are you serious?
I have a lot more sympathy and compassion for adult human beings rather than infants and babies, and just adult humans are more valuable to me, and I would be more empathetic and sympathetic towards their life rather than a baby.
Didn't the adult make this situation happen? Didn't the adult bring this situation about?
But you portrayed the scenario like this is this horny teenage girls, and these girls can't be trusted to make good decisions.
She didn't have to take the dick. Hey, the slut is more responsible than the baby. Fuck, isn't it? Isn't she? Isn't it?
Yes, she is, but kids cannot be held to the same standards and they cannot make good choices. So we have a different set of rules for children that break the rule. And technically, this girl's still a child.
Well, technically, the baby's more of a child.
Yes, but babies...
babies are fucking nuts. Babies are bricks. They're nothing. Just chuck them in the pit with the rest of the Jews is what you're saying.
Babies are not as important because they haven't had enough time in the world to develop more of a value to themselves, a consciousness with all these experiences. They have less value than a girl who's 15 who's reached the age of
That's so fucking horrible. That's so fucked up. So okay, so you've made the decision. You vetoed the committee. We don't need the committee. You're a one-man committee. You made the decision.
Yeah, well, for horny teenagers that break the rule, I think we would have to give them some leniency, and we'd have to take out the babies rather than the horny teenagers. Otherwise, we'd be killing way too many horny teenagers, and that's evil. Sorry, but
their
now
vaginas have STDs, Ron.
Well, that's their own personal. I'm not going to legislate morality. If they want to be sluts, they can do that.
You just did.
I'm a libertarian at heart. I want people to have freedom to do what they want.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's get serious. Same scenario. Baby is like sheltered and allowed to live in a basement until it's 15, and the mother's now 30. Who gets offed? And so it's uncovered, it's found out. Oh my God, they broke the rules. There's this baby it's not registered, it's an illegal person, it's an illegal human. Got to off one of them. Who are we offing? Does it suddenly switch to adult, or does
it switches to nobody? If someone was able to escape justice and they've already reached 15 years old, we make more room.
What if that happens 40 billion times? Okay, that's no over-exaggerate. What if that happens? What if that happens 50 million times? Well, so you're saying that we can't dig 50 million basements?
Yeah, this is just not going to happen. Look, in the future, the world's going to be able to hold a lot more people without overpopulation. I mean, we're going to have technology.
Why?
Because we're going to be able to. Well, we're going to have less food shortages because we're going to be able to grow more food with better technology. We're going to have less pollution because of green energies and things like that. Solar. We're not going to be using these fossil fuels that are polluting the environment. Yeah. So the Earth is going to be able to hold a lot more people than you think. Like we could probably double, triple, or quadruple the amount of people on Earth, and we'll be fine if we're using the right technology. You know.
But yeah, okay.
And you're not counting. People are still going to be dying. It's not like everyone's going to be immortal. People are still going to be dying of accidents.
We're living forever.
Yeah, but there's still going to be people committing suicide. There's still going to be people dying of accidents because they're dumb. You know. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got to make that distinction. So this isn't. We're not talking about immortality. We're talking about
correct.
We're talking about the ability to live forever. If you're not, you can still die in a car accident.
Yeah, it's in the transhumanist community we call it indefinite life extension. So it's we're not like Terminators all of a sudden. No. We're not Terminators.
Okay. I'm just going to read some super chats.
Okay.
So Ian Murphy says, "What are your thoughts on end times from a transhumanist perspective?" End times. That's a very, very, very Christian thing, isn't it?
That does sound very Christian. That is Christian. Is he asking that to you or me?
Well, I suppose he's asking. My thoughts are. I suppose there's going to be an end time, isn't there? I mean, when the sun is the sun going to explode or implode? Is the sun going to gobble us up? I mean, that's fucking end time. So that's technically.
I think. Well, I've already talked about that. I think we're going to avoid that from happening with technology. I'm hopeful, at least.
So we'll colonize other planets. You mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking massive bottle.
We can make our own. Oh, messy bottle, you say?
No, I said a massive bottle. It's a large bottle.
Got to drink a lot of water for your eternal life. Purified water without fluoride, I might add.
Really? What if fluoride is the key to living forever? How do you know?
It's the key to being dumb. Fluoride makes you docile and stupid.
What about my toothpaste has fluoride in it? I'd take offense to that.
Yeah, you should not do fluoridated toothpaste. It's very bad for you.
What do you use? Alligator fucking poo or something? Isn't that what toothpaste is?
It's all kinds of toothpaste without fluoride.
Okay, fair enough. James says, I meant to say breakthrough point. Yeah, that makes more sense. Jewel Wield says, life is a disease with a horrible prognosis that invariably ends with death. That's very pessimistic. Doku says, you're assuming physical reality is the only factor. My fiance died and she didn't see shit. And she didn't see shit. But she was aware even after death. Life and death isn't that simple, and it's not going to be simple. she was aware, as in like her particular consciousness. I mean, that's a very, very sensitive topic. I'd like to know what you mean by that, Doku. Ian Murphy says Devon Tracy's here. Oh fuck, we're all gonna get doxxed.
Oh, Devon's here.
James,
may he live forever.
James says, well, if she hides it, okay, so we're back to the baby scenario. Well, if she hides it, she made the choice to make sure the baby survived. In turn, she made the decision that her life must end. Good point. She's vetoing your counsel, Rowan. Sorry.
Vetoing my.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, she did make the choice. She took the cock. She took the cock. The baby didn't take the cock. She took the cock.
Yes, but they're kids. They can't be expected to make wise choices. Have to have a different set of rules for people below the age of 18.
So you can say the 15-year-old slut is just a kid, but you can't say the baby is just a kid.
Well, babies are they're less human. I mean, they're human, but they've less of a fully deformed consciousness. They're just less important.
Is an 88-year-old man decrepit and dying less human?
If he has Alzheimer's disease, if his consciousness is fully intact, he's just as valuable or more valuable than.
Are retarded people less human?
They're less valuable. Yes.
Oh fucking hell! I'm gonna get crucified over this.
I wouldn't say less human, but less valuable. Like if you had to choose, right? You had to make a choice between saving the life of a retarded person or saving the life of a fully smart person. You'd choose the smart person. It's the same way with choosing animals versus humans. You always choose to save a human rather than an animal. Okay,
what about a person who enjoys the band Creed versus a person who doesn't enjoy the band Creed?
Hey, I'm not going to hate on Creed people. What? It might be a good band. They probably have some good songs.
They're not a good band. They're not a good band. They're just not.
Isn't that guy... Wait, isn't Creed... Isn't he the guy that married Avril Lavigne?
I don't... No. That's some other faggot.
Is Creed the band that... Is Creed the band that the guy sings with arms wide open?
With arms wide open. Yeah.
Is that Creed? Hey, I like that song.
Fuck you, Ron. You're less human than
me. Creed sings a really cool song. There's a really cool song that Creed sings.
It's fucking done.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh yeah. It's Nickelback. Nickelback and Creed.
Oh,
suck my dick. Fucking Nickelback. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had one more. And Dr. Strangelove says exposed Jewish supremacists like Noel Ignatieff. That's horrible. We shouldn't be saying those sorts of things about Jews. I was purely joking about that Jew pit before. That was just a cheeky Nazi fucking joke. That's not on. It's horrible. Jews are fantastic.
I freaking love Jews.
It's all right. Jews are all right. Hey. If we find this fucking eternal life shit, it's likely going to be funded by Jews, isn't it?
That's what I've been saying. The Jews are like, first of all, they have a higher IQ than any other race.
Yeah.
A lot of the and a lot of the Jews in Silicon Valley, these are Jews that want to live forever. Mark Zuckerberg wants to live forever. He talks about curing all diseases. Ray Kurzweil, the guy behind a lot of what Google's doing right now, he's totally into living forever. So Jews, obviously there's probably some evil Jews at the top, the elite Jews that are doing evil things. But
well, there's probably evil everyone, though. I mean, to be fair,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's address the term deathist. So I am a deathist because I because I believe I'm going to die, or is it because I don't sort of have this like hang up about?
Okay.
I mean, look, I'm as fearful about dying as the next person. I'm not saying if I look death in the face, I'll shit myself like anyone else. But I accept that it is a natural part of life.
So if I'm not going to call you a deathist for believing that you're going to die. Now, if you wanted to die eventually, if that was your choice, let's say you had the option of living forever or dying, and you actually chose to die because you wanted to die, then you'd be a deathist. So it's the desire to die, or saying that it's not desirable to live forever. That is what makes someone a deathist.
Yeah.
So, according to that definition, would you be a deathist? If you had the choice, would you choose to live forever or would you choose to die?
If I had the choice to live forever or die, I'd choose to die. Not now. I'd choose to live a normal, healthy life and die whenever I should naturally die. I mean, although that's
so you just go with what nature has. You just say, okay, nature, evolution, we've been programmed to die. I'll just go with that.
It's a tricky statement, that too, isn't it? Because if we go with when I'm naturally supposed to die, then
what is this supposed to? Who's saying you're supposed to die? Are you like saying nature is this like thing that's dictating that you're death and you should just follow nature's plan?
Everyone dies, right? So what I'm trying to say is I don't mean naturally supposed to die like caveman, like age. I don't, not when I'm 30, like I want to, 2 years ago, but when I'm 80 or something, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
What? That is crazy. Wow.
Why is it crazy?
I'm shocked. You are a deathist, and I'm judging you right now. Judging you publicly and shaming you in front of everyone. This is ridiculous, what you just said. It's absolutely stupid.
What? Okay.
You don't have a survival instinct. Where is your survival instinct?
I absolutely do have a survival instinct. I have more faith in, this might sound a bit hippie, but I have more faith in the universe that things are supposed to be, are supposed to be the way they are than you do. You have this natural phobia of dying. I mean, do you?
Why would you have faith in the universe?
Do you lie there at night and imagine the time before your birth and think, oh my God, that was horrible?
Oh, this argument, the Epicurean argument, and Mark Twain said the same thing. It's like, look, just because I didn't exist before I was born, that was a problem. I'm very glad that I exist. I'm glad I exist now, and to cease to exist, to lose everything I've developed with my consciousness and my experiences would be freaking awful. And to bring up the point that, oh, I didn't exist before I was born and it wasn't a problem, that's really kind of a moot point. It's like, that doesn't... Look, okay, so if death isn't a problem, why don't you just kill yourself now? It's like, obviously death is a problem because you're clinging on to life. You love life. So why at any point in the future would you just decide, okay, I'll just end it or let nature take its course? What's the point of that if you could live forever and get to have more fun, get to have more experiences, get to help more people? Like everything in life that has value is dependent on us living. That everything is about living and survival.
If the question is, would I prolong my life so it could be, say, double the length that it should be? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, why? That's kind of arbitrary. Why just double it? Why not triple it? Why not quadruple it? And for that matter, why not just live forever? You get to have more. Living forever is better than living for 1,000,000 years. Living for 2 million. It's like,
because I feel you're supposed to die. We were born. I mean, death is part of life. I mean, yeah, fuck it.
Wait a second. But there was a point in time when part of life was to get sick and die of all these diseases that now we've cured. So
yeah.
why not take the next step and
I draw the line at tripling. Fuck
conquer death. Why go? One time I wrote an article called I think it was something like nature's plan is evil or something. Like you're seeming to have you're exalting nature. You're putting nature on a pedestal. Like nature has this built-in plan for us. Why go with that plan? Why not use our own philosophy, our own consciousness to decide, okay, we can surpass nature's plan. If nature's plan is for us to die, we don't have to go along with that. We're humans. We can take control of our own fate.
But what you're talking about doesn't. It's not a thing. This is made up in your head. This isn't an option.
It's hypothetical.
Exactly.
And also, you say it's not an option, but it is an option to live as long as possible in hopes of reaching the longevity escape velocity. That is an option.
That I will do. But what I won't do is spend a large proportion of my life, like you seem to do, worrying about death. You spend more time. I mean, you hang your hat on living forever, to justify that, looking for the perfect person to stick your dick in. I mean, that's. I'm sorry to say, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Why?
Because you're so sure that you seem to be so sure that you're going to live forever, that you have all this time up your sleeve, and you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen.
I'm not sure. That's the whole point of me being worried. It's because I'm not sure that I'm going to live forever. I'm scared, and me being worried about it is what causes me to be safe and have all these precautions that I'm taking and take my health seriously. It's that idea that it's not a guarantee. I'm scared to death.
So if you get to 50 and you still haven't found the right one, and by the way, finding the right one, because let's just get this straight, right? The right one has to be a virgin, don't they?
Most likely. I mean, okay. I've thought about this, and I would probably
realize that 90% of the virgins out there are 17.
Well, just one more year, and they'll be legal. So if there's a lot of 17-year-old virgins, guess what? That means there's got to be a lot of 18-year-old virgins too.
Yeah, but now you're missing my point. An 18-year-old virgin probably won't want to fuck a 50-year-old virgin. That's my point.
If we cure aging and I look 25, probably wouldn't be a big issue.
Yeah, see, and that is what I mean by you hanging your hat on it.
Well, okay, why is that a problem?
I'm not saying it's a problem. You do you. You live your life the way you want. I'm just trying to one person rationalizing
what would your advice me to be? Like, not to wait to find the right person? Like, what's the rush of?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go fuck chicks. Simple.
Didn't you learn anything from my?
Wrap your dick up and go and fuck people.
You didn't learn anything from my virginity video, did you? You didn't take any of that to heart.
Not a thing.
The point is that it's important to wait for the right person, because.
But you're waiting yourself out of the possibility of finding that person. That person, that with each year that goes by, that person is less and less likely to exist. Do you acknowledge that as a logical statement?
Yeah, kind of, I guess, because less. Yes, that's true.
Okay, so go fuck a hooker.
That's not the solution. Look, I would rather remain a virgin forever if it was going to
really
keep me safe from STDs. Oh yeah, I'd rather remain a virgin forever as opposed to taking the chance and getting an STD and literally dying of AIDS. Are we
talking realistic forever, so until you're 85 and on your deathbed, or are we talking for forever like you're forever? Like,
well, forever. I'd rather literally be a virgin forever rather than getting AIDS and dying. So it's not worth the risk. And eventually we'll probably be able to cure every STD, and we'll have the ability to test for all the STDs and actually know what we're doing, because right now we don't. Our ability to understand what STDs are and to test for them all, we're just in an infancy. We don't know really all the STDs. And it's a very scary thing right now. We're very primitive in our ability to detect these things and know what they're doing.
Do you think that I have an STD?
Probably, from the sound of it. from reading your Twitter bio, you probably do have an STD. But did you know scientists have recently discovered that herpes, the herpes virus is connected with getting Alzheimer's disease. So if you have herpes, there's a correlation with an increased chance of getting Alzheimer's disease.
So you have a spotty dick, but you won't fucking remember that you have a spotty dick. So fucking I win.
What? Oh, you're saying what? Oh, I see what you're saying. If you get Alzheimer's disease, you won't know the damage you've done to yourself.
Yeah, I've got a joke for you. Right? There's this old bloke who you noticed like his wife wasn't the same. She was acting a bit weird, and he takes her to the doctors, right? And the doctor sort of does an examination, and half an hour later he calls the husband in and says, "Listen, I'm afraid your wife has either got AIDS or Alzheimer's. We're not quite sure. The symptoms are very similar, right?" And the husband goes, "Oh, well, doctor, what should I do?" And he goes, "Well, take her out to the bush, and if she comes home, don't fuck her."
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom, chish. That was good, wasn't it? That was good.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I think we have a different set of priorities. Like for me, kind of. The pleasure.
Let's get to deathist. Let's get to the term deathist. I have a problem with the term deathist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a sexist is someone who discriminates on the basis of sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
A racist is someone who discriminates on the basis of race. So if aren't you a deathist? Aren't you someone who don't you have it in for death? Aren't you against? You should be a deathist, not me.
I discriminate against anyone who is basically suicidal.
Who accepts death. You are a deathist, not me. You've got it the wrong way around. You fucking idiot.
Because I'm prejudiced against death. Yeah.
So will you retract? Will you retract calling me a deathist and label yourself a deathist?
Well, you just change the definitions around. I don't go with that definition.
But hang on a sec.
A deathist is more like someone who makes death their religion. Like you
discriminate against death. You're a deathist.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not budging on that. I'm not going with that. I don't like that definition.
Oh, you're a funny motherfucker. I'm just going to read out some super chats, man. Just excuse me for a moment. No.
Okay.
This has been a funny chat. Okay. We have James says, "How do you know that baby you killed wasn't the person who would have grown up to be the person who developed the science for you to live forever?" But hang on a sec. No, we already have eternal life, because if the rules are in place, then it's because we have eternal life. So there's a flaw to that proposal, isn't there? Do you agree?
I missed the question. Sorry, I was looking at the chat.
You zoned out. Well, James says, "How do you know that baby you killed wasn't the person who would have grown up to be the person who developed the science for you to live forever?" But I think there's a flaw in it, because if we had the council, then we already have eternal life, don't we?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's settled.
Preferably, we wouldn't have to kill any babies. I'm not into killing babies, people, by any means.
These are your rules. You said retards and babies.
No.
You did.
We're going to colonize outer space. There's going to be more room for people.
Yeah, no, that's solid logic.
I would kill all animals before resorting to killing innocent humans. Like, animals are just, way less important.
What the fuck? I feel like fucking. What's that cunt's name? Vegan Games. Why are we killing animals now? They've got nothing to do with this.
Well, a lot of animals they're polluting the environment. The cows are just farting methane, eating a bunch of grains. We don't need these cows around. Let's kill the cows. Let's kill the pigs.
Let's kill them.
Pigs polluting the...
I'm having pork belly, so I've got a couple of nice pork bellies I'm going to cook tonight. Do you like pork belly?
What? Oh, gosh, I don't eat pig. I don't eat pork at all. That's the worst thing you could eat if you want to live forever. Do not eat pork.
If you don't eat pork belly, you haven't lived.
No, that's so gross.
Yeah, no,
Don't
you're
eat pork.
fucking wrong.
I just watched a documentary called "What the Health," and in that documentary, everyone should watch it because it shows the how much the pig farming is just polluting the environment. That just all this pig crap shit is going into the oceans. I mean, into the lakes, and it's polluting the groundwaters, and it's just so gross.
Well, yeah, I watched a documentary that showed like near the like those horrible like factory farms. They are fucking disgusting. That's so horrible. That makes me feel
so
sad.
Gross. Yeah.
But the lakes and lakes of shit and just crap near them is apparently a really bad thing.
So bad.
Environmental thing. So Ian says we could all live in virtual reality. That's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah.
What do you make of the idea that instead of humans going out and colonizing space, we sort of go internal. We just make the ideal virtual reality. We make a virtual reality world where you can be whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. I mean, I forget what I was watching, but there was someone made the argument that, or someone made the proposal that could that be why we haven't found aliens, because it's just a better deal. It's a better proposal. Go inside rather than outside, rather than colonize space. Let's just build virtual worlds and fucking live there. You can have whatever you want.
Yeah, there's a movie based upon that kind of plot. It's called Her, I think, with Joaquin Phoenix, and it's the idea that in the future, like, humanity will go inside itself. It'll, instead of going out, it'll just go inward with all their technology, and they kind of just get lost in the virtual world. I like the idea. And I've thought that in the future we could have virtual technology that could be a solution for overpopulation, because people, maybe would they be satisfied with having children in a virtual environment, like simulated children, as opposed to having real children?
Yeah, so they wouldn't even be fucking real. They'd just be like computer programs. Yeah,
but they might be like indistinguishable from real children if the technology was good enough, right?
Well, how do we know that we're not already that? How do we know that we're not already fucking?
Yeah, that's the whole simulation argument, and that's possible, but I don't hang my hat on that. I think that's the atheist version of heaven. That's what all the atheists are wishing for. That we're all just in a simulation, and if you die, it's like the Matrix, and you wake up. It's all wishful thinking.
Just upload yourself, man. Wolfcat says sugar tits rules. Infected Smog Film says, what would you do with criminals? That's a good question. What would you do with criminals?
Simulated hells. So you simulate a hell and you torture them forever.
So let's just have simulated Catholicism.
Sure. We could have all the religions have simulations for them. The Muslims can have their 70 virgins and their simulated heaven and everything they want.
If we lived in a simulation world, would rape be a thing? Would murder be a thing? I mean, you're offing computer programs.
If it was done in a simulation and it was knowingly done in a simulation, I don't see the problem. I don't think we should regulate that type of morality.
What if it was unknowingly done in a simulation?
So if they're thinking they're doing it in real life and it's actually just simulation, that's pretty evil. I think we might have to punish those people just because
simulated hell.
Yeah.
Dust says, in exchange for immortality, you are chemically castrated. There is some doctor in India who invented a shot to turn off your sperm. What?
Of course I would do it. I would chemically castrate. I would castrate myself for immortality.
Right, so he's putting the proposal forward. In exchange for immortality, would you be chemically castrated? Yeah, okay. So you would, yes. What if you're given the choice between, like, if you could live forever, you could have it, but no more humans were ever going to be born ever. You're gonna prevent all those lives from.
Of course, in a heartbeat. I would gladly sacrifice all future humans for the sake of my own living forever.
What if you're given the option, right? You could live forever, but it would cost all of the current living retards.
Of course.
so okay, so like there's gonna be like concentration camps, like a heap of Auschwitzes put up for retards in exchange for you living forever. There's this concentration camp
of course. I mean, some people, you could put up a lot. You could put up a lot of hypothetical scenarios to make me look very evil.
I'm not trying to
do this and this to live forever. You know, of course I would.
I'm not trying to make you look evil. I'm just trying to make you look evil. Okay. Doku says she was okay. Oh yeah, that was that question before. She was aware she was dead. It's odd. I know. Doku, can I can you email me? I'd like to have a conversation about that. That's that's interesting. My email address is bearing.australia@gmail.com. Well, did I say at? I meant to say open bracket AT close bracket, so no one spams me. Email me about that. That's I want to talk to you about that. Jewel Wield says I may be pessimistic. Jewel Wield says I may be pessimistic, but this guy's a fucking idiot. Human is human. Age doesn't determine your amount of humanity, cunt. That's a good point.
No. Okay, and I went back on that. It doesn't determine your humanity. It determines your value. Like an infant is clearly less valuable than someone who's like a 13-year-old or a 15-year-old or something like that. It's a big difference. Obviously, you give preferential treatment to the older person. Yeah. Clearly. I mean, that's obvious.
Okay, infant versus 80-year-old.
It depends on if the 80-year-old has cured aging or if they're literally on their deathbed and they're about to die.
well, they got 12 years in them.
If they've cured aging, clearly the 80-year-old is more valuable.
No. They've got another 12 years or so. They've got another 12 to 15 years. They're going to live to about 95.
Well, the 80-year-old, if they have 12 years, then that means they could potentially live forever. So the 80-year-old's more valuable.
So good the infant, though.
Yes, but they're just they're kind of a blank slate compared to the 80-year-old, you know?
Sam says, you're going to die, accept it. Sam also says, and now you're going to die alone, you oh fuck. Sam also says, and now you're going to die alone, you creepy fuck. Shit, Sam. Sam doesn't represent my views.
Who's he talking about?
I think he's talking about you. Yeah.
Me dying alone?
Yeah.
I'm not going to die at all.
Everyone fucking dies alone. No one, I mean, how can you die not alone? That's ridiculous. Jewel
he doesn't know I'm going to die.
No, he doesn't. Jewel Wield says, I want to know both of your thoughts on psychedelics and how they help alleviate the fear of death in some people. I don't know. I hear DMT opens your third eye, your chakra or some shit, but I don't know. I've never done it. I'd possibly do it. Have you ever done DMT?
I've never done any psychedelics, or I'm just too scared of doing it. I've had I've had like the ability to, and I've never done it because I've just been way too afraid. I'm afraid of things that would potentially alter my consciousness. I'm like Devin Tracy. I'm a straight edge.
Well, apparently DMT.
I don't do drugs.
Apparently DMT fucking like puts your consciousness on. You understand shit better. But I don't know. I've never done it.
Well, first I would say that if it does alleviate your fear of death, that's not a good thing. You want to have fear of death. It's important. That's what makes you. It helps you survive is the fear of death. So. A bunch of people say, oh, they do a hallucinogenic and they cure their fear of death. That's not good, people. That's stupid.
So James says, fate is not something you can change. Fate is not something you can change. That's why it's called fate. Do you believe in fate? I wish I was in this chat to argue some points. Do you believe in fate?
I think I don't like the idea of fate. I think fate is what we make it, right? It's like it's like the quote in the Megamind movie. There's a Megamind, the blue alien head. There's a cool quote in there about fate. Fate is what we make it. It's like we take charge of our destiny. Yeah.
James also says so they do come up with a way to live forever but your looks keep degrading. Do you still choose to live forever?
Of course, I would want to live forever, even if I was ugly and hideous, like a Hunchback of Notre Dame, or.
But then you definitely wouldn't be able to find the one.
It'd be worth it just to get to live forever.
Um.
You can always have sex robots if you're really desperate, I guess.
Hey, can I'm going to ask something personal, right? Well, I suppose it's not that personal. You did a video on it. You did a video about no fap.
Yes.
So you took the plunge to not masturbate. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So is that frustrating?
Well, actually, it's more frustrating to me to fap because it alters my consciousness. It makes me makes me dumb. I feel like I drop IQ points when I masturbate.
You do. When you squirt one out, you do lose IQ points. You get dumb as dog shit for a few hours.
You really do, and it's not cool. And for me, it's longer than a few hours. For me, it's days.
Do you realize that if you don't use your junk, your sex junk, it increases the likelihood of developing prostate cancer?
That's what
pretty significantly.
That's what they say. That's their excuse for being, masturbation addicts. I would say that your body takes care of that with wet dreams for the most part. So
okay. So right. So that's how you release. Like okay. So how often, do you mind if I ask you how often do you have a wet dream? Who's that? I mean, if that's too personal, just tell me.
No, I think like once every if I don't masturbate at all, then it would be like once every 3 or 4 months or something.
Yeah, fuck. That must be messy.
It's not too bad.
I'm sorry. Bearing, if you went hunting for bears and killed one, would that be suicide or murder? Suicide means killer or killing of a bear. Yeah. Look, I mean, look, yeah, guys, I'm not really a bear. Yeah. It'd just be a cunt killing a bear.
Why'd you choose the bear as your avatar, anyways? Tell me the story.
Because it's been my nickname for ages. Sugar Tits, my beautiful partner, nicknamed me Bearing a long time ago, and so the bear was just sort of went with the nickname, and yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
Schmeckle says, if you live alone, live forever. If you are alone, if you alone live forever, you watch all of your loved ones die. If everyone lives forever, we literally run out of room. You fucking spastic. Look, he makes it goes back to the baby and the gun argument, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's well, first of all, who's to say my family can't live forever too? I mean, our loved ones can live forever too. The whole point is to cure aging for everyone. We don't have to watch our loved ones die. But even if we did have to watch our loved ones die, that would be preferable than dying ourselves, right?
Yeah.
It's still better to live, even if you have to watch your loved ones die.
Studwhelm makes a good point. He says, Bearing, you would be a Deathian, and you are a deathist. What? More? What's this? Mortian and mortist makes more sense. Okay. Bearing, what do you call a retarded Jew? Oh no. Auschwitzig. That's fucked. Fucking dickhead.
Jew jokes.
Love you, nigger nuggets. Love you, nigger nuggets. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, Joshua. Doku says, you're afraid of death. That's all you need to say. That's me, or is it? I mean, who? I think he's talking to you.
We're both afraid of death here, right? You're afraid of
Well,
death.
yeah. I mean, I think that for people who say they're not afraid of death, I think that's a little bit bullshit. Although,
Dreamy Diglett was trying to say she wasn't afraid of death. Remember that?
well, what I was going to say is people who have like people who are going to die, who have who've been diagnosed with cancer, say terminal cancer, they tend to accept it and sort of live out their limited days very happily. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever known someone who's terminally ill?
No. I did have an uncle who had cancer, and he kind of accepted it, but he was still trying to fight it. But he's religious, so he thought he was going to heaven and stuff.
Yeah. People still try to fight it, but I mean, I think it's largely a lot of people do accept it.
But you have terminal aging, and you're accepting that.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the difference? Like, why would you accept that?
Yeah, I'm accepting that. Yeah.
If you could fight it with technology.
Because I find to not accept it. I mean,
you find it what to not accept it? You broke up.
Stupid.
Find it stupid not to accept your terminal aging.
Yeah.
Yep. Bizarre.
Well, it's not, because I mean, we don't have any means to live forever. No one's ever done it. It's not going to be done in our lifetime.
First of all, how do you know that no one's ever done it? There could literally be people living forever in secret. They could be thousands of years old living forever.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Jordan 250 says, I heard that bearing tongue butters turtle caves. Yep, totally. Jewel Wield says, explain the difference between humanity and value to me. Okay, that's for you. Explain the difference between humanity and value.
Humanity and value. What a weird question.
It is a bit, but give it your best shot.
Humanity is, if I'm included in that, then it's very valuable. If I'm not included in humanity, then it's not that valuable to me. So as long as I'm in there, if I'm living forever, it's valuable.
Yeah. Doku says, I'm going to join your Discord and DM you. Yeah, please do that. Jewel Wield says, you're locked in a box of fear. I disagree that you need a fear of death. You start saying babies are less valuable than teenage sluts. I value life more due to not being afraid to experience it. That's a fair point. Would you not say that's a fair point?
I couldn't follow that.
Well, what he's saying
is that,
what he's saying is that well, I'll repeat the question. You are locked in a box of fear.
Yeah.
I disagree that you need a fear of death. You start by saying babies are less valuable than teenage sluts. Oh. I value life more due to not being afraid to experience it.
Sounds very Alan Watts like thing to say.
Did I introduce you to Alan Watts?
Yeah. No, I knew about Alan Watts. I actually had made a video judging him on my YouTube channel.
Oh, fuck you! What did you think? What did you think of that Alan Watts clip that I addressed to you?
I mean, I hate it. He's basically, he's a Deepak Chopra woo type of person for the subject of death. He'll say anything to just nullify and comfort people with death. Like, oh, it's okay that you're going to cease to exist. Oh, it's not a problem. Oh, reincarnation, all this bullcrap. It's all very new age. It's all very mumbo jumbo kind of.
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. But anyway, we're not here to argue that. James says, James says, we are not trying to make you look evil. We are showing the true evil inside of you. If we are killing all the retards, you are going to be the first. Oh no, that's he doesn't represent me. Look, yeah.
Well, first of all, what the heck? That was brought up in a weird hypothetical scenario. Whether if we had to choose between, like, it's a trolley question. If you had to choose between saving the retard or the real human being, the smart human being, obviously.
But surely his statement is made in that same hypothetical scenario. I mean, he doesn't really intend on killing you.
I'm not in favor of killing anyone, except for very, very, very evil people. But obviously, if you had to choose between retards and a normal person, clearly.
Yeah, I'll go with so. Jewel Weird says, "How do you call yourself a transhumanist when you won't transcend baseline human consciousness?" I don't really understand that. Do you understand that?
Baseline human consciousness. I don't know what the heck he's trying to say. What the heck?
Yeah,
weird.
We might need a rephrase to that. Schmeckle says, "Does it hurt?" Speckle says, "Does it hurt to be this smug and this fucking batshit all at the same time? I mean, something in your brain must see the issue there, right? For fuck's sake."
Is he calling me
batshit
crazy?
I don't think he's calling me batshit crazy.
Oh.
And I said, I don't think he's calling me batshit crazy. I think he's calling you batshit crazy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Anyway. Look, are you... I'm satisfied with how this chat's gone. We're obviously not going to agree. And I feel like this has been a chat that I'll think about, and I'll sort of, I'll stew over a little bit and possibly have a want to do a follow-up chat in the future if you're willing to.
Yeah, definitely. Now before we end this, we should talk just a little bit I want to address a few things about your virginity video, because in the virginity video, you and Devin Tracy both were acting like nobody would respect a virgin, and that's clearly not true. I have a
no. I think Devin said.
Oh yeah, it's Devin Tracy. Devin said no girl would respect a virgin.
Yeah, I think that was said. Yeah, okay, go on.
Yeah, and I have a female friend.
And look, sorry to cut you off, but I think largely he's right. I mean, not to put you down, but I mean, a 30-year-old virgin is, and I'm not just trying to beat up on you here, but I think a 30-year-old virgin is something that does make people double blink and sort of go, what's the issue here? What's wrong?
Mm-hmm. Well, were you aware that Shoe on Head, the famous YouTuber Shoe on Head June, she defended me when you came out with that video, and she tweeted. Yeah, I was, but she... Here's what she tweeted. Let me just read her tweet, because this is really interesting. She said, "There's nothing wrong," and this was released the same day of your video, so she clearly watched your video, and this was in reference to that. She said, "There's nothing wrong, bad, or weird about being a virgin. Choice or not. Shaming men for not putting their dicks in a hole is pathetic." Okay, so clearly she has no problem with me being a virgin.
Yes, but
she doesn't think it's weird.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
She doesn't think it's weird at all, and so I just thought that was cool.
I don't think Sean had actually watched the fucking video because absolutely, because our point wasn't there's plenty of 30-year-old virgins out there, right? We're not going after 30-year-old virgin. That wasn't the point. The point was being a 30-year-old virgin because you're going to live forever. It's the two things in conjunction with each other that we found that I found fascinating anyway, and I'm pretty sure that Devin found fascinating. That's why the video was made. It wasn't the fact that you're a 30-year-old virgin. There is nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't make a video to just rag on a 30-year-old.
So it's more you're attacking my.
That is a
you're attacking my motives.
We weren't attacking at all. We weren't attacking. We were criticizing, but we weren't trying to put you down.
Yeah.
Right?
It was fun. It
was the 30-year-old virgin thing in conjunction with the fact that that you seem to be arguing that it's okay to be a 30-year-old virgin because you have infinity years to change, to find the right one. All we were saying was, hang on a sec. As each year, and you agreed with this point before, as each year goes by, the chances of finding the right one, the right one being a virgin who is pure and all the rest, decreases massively. So
It's true.
so the video was never about just being a 30-year-old virgin. Shoe-on-Head's a fucking idiot, and I don't believe she fucking watched the video. She probably looked at the title and heard some gossips from some other fucking dumb cunt, right? That's not what the video was about at all. If she watched the video, she would get that.
She might have watched it. I don't know. I liked her tweet anyway.
I don't think she did. She might have, and if she did, she didn't get it. So we'll leave
but here's the thing, though, regarding the amount of virgins, like that you're saying, as time goes by, there's going to be less virgins and stuff. That's true, but there is a growing movement of traditionalists that are promoting virginity. And so with this message being spread across the internet, you might find more virgins, waiting until they find, waiting like me, but girls waiting till they find the right person until they're married. Like, I have a friend, a very popular YouTuber. She's growing. She's like a rising star on YouTube.
Yep.
Her name is Stell Bell. And she just came out with this video about virginity and how she's talking about how, she's promoting, telling other girls that they should be waiting until they're married,
Yep.
before they have sex. And I think that's a very important, positive message. So
that might happen. And I sincerely hope it does happen, because I wish you no ill will, Rowan. Yeah. I hope it does happen like that for you, and I hope you live a long and happy life, and I hope you do find that person. I sincerely hope you do.
Thank you.
The video was never about saying you're wrong or you're stupid or anything for being a virgin. The video was trying to get you to open your eyes that you don't have all this time to find the right one, because your life is finite. You're not going to live forever. You are going to die. And so you should live. The video was about saying, Rowan, wake up, live your life for fuck's sake. Stop being so scared.
Here's the thing. Here's my perspective. Like, if I don't live forever, if I do die, then from my perspective, it was all like a joke. Life was just an absurd joke. Sound and fury signifying nothing. It was all meaningless.
Maybe it is a joke.
And so it didn't matter if I died a virgin or not, really, when you think about it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. If that's your wish, if that is your wish, if you don't want to lose your virginity, power to you. That's fine. I've got no problem with that. I don't think any less of you for that. But
I just want to find the right person, and I think it's an important. You wouldn't want to waste your virginity on someone you're not going to be with forever. You want to find someone you want to be with forever.
I understand your logic. Your logic. Although my intention for making that video was to say, Rowan, be realistic. The chances of you living forever is very, very slim. So you should go out and you should find the rightest one and fuck her in the ass.
Marry her, and then be monogamous with her forever.
Yep, whatever.
That's my plan.
Yep.
Not in the ass. That's gross. That's very degenerate.
Hang on a sec. Hang on. Right, so let's just say you find the right one. She's got angel eyes. She's just beautiful. She's everything you hope for, right? You married her, honeymoon night. She said, Rowan, stick it in my ass.
Absolutely not. That's against. That's against.
So hang on a sec. Is she then not the right one? Have you just married not the right one? If that happens,
clearly she's not the right one.
But then you've married her. What the fuck?
Well, we would have talked about stuff like this ahead of time. Right. There's not going to be any surprises on honeymoon night saying she wants butt sex. That would be.
So you've talked. Okay, so you've talked about butt sex with this 17-year-old, and you've gotten through to her, and you're on the same level.
Yeah, there would be no surprises like that. Before I marry someone, I have to know where they stand on issues like butt sex.
What if she says, had an enema today, it's all clean, stick it in my ass? Absolutely not.
No. It's very degenerate, I'm not gonna.
What if she said, Rowan, make love to me, and can I stick a finger in your ass?
No, what the heck? That's also degenerate.
Oh, you're fucking fantastic. Look, to reiterate, there was no malice, there was no ill intent in that video. There honestly wasn't. I think you're a great person. I think I think you're an absolute champion. I thoroughly enjoy talking with you, and hope I can do it again. Let me just read out some. Shu, okay, Will says, Shu also didn't say that being a 30-year-old virgin isn't strange. She said mocking one is wrong. Yes, but she said we were mocking a 30-year-old virgin for being a 30-year-old virgin, and that's not what we were doing. We were trying to get a 30-year-old virgin to open his eyes and to accept the fact that the right one, you know, won't come along when he's 80, because they won't, you know. That's she stopped short in her criticism, and I think it was dumb. James says, but even in the hypothetical, you said you would, oh, for fuck's sake, you would kill all the retards so you could live forever. That's millions of lives for one. It's a portrayal of your humanity. And no, I wasn't just saying I was actually going to kill you. It was in the hypothetical. Yeah. So that's what I thought. I mean, he was in the hypothetical too.
You know, and on the point about retarded people, like I think in the future we'll have technology to literally heal retarded people. I'm into healing the sick and including the mentally challenged and everything. I'm not into eugenics and things like that. So I'm into healing these people, and I love retarded people. So there's no the heck. I'm not this. What the heck? Yeah, I'm not this.
Hey,
person against retarded people.
Could the one? Would you rule out the one being retarded?
Probably, because I would want to be with someone who would be smart enough to actually increase my chances of living forever. Like make smart choices and not do something stupid that could get me killed. That's part of my criteria.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Schmeckle says, "Hit me up, Rowan. I'll take your virginity. You get bottom." Pay for 150 characters. I'm damn well going to use them. I'm damn well going to fucking use them. Someone, Bob Raft or someone says, if you could live forever and you find out in 50 years that all of the other life in the universe would die, would you? Yeah, that's a good point. If you could live forever, but you find out in 50 years all of the other life in the universe will die, would you still want to live forever?
Like I would be literally the only consciousness in the universe, just me by myself. Yeah, I would do it. I would do it because I can always recreate consciousness. So I could like create robots, I could create simulations, I could watch videos of people. That would be some kind of
YouTube's a big place. Yep.
Yeah, so of course I would.
Jason says the journey beginning to end is more valuable than the destination. I agree with that. I agree with that. And I think that is about it. Rowan, it's been a wonderful chat. Thank you for coming onto my channel, mate. It honestly was a really fun chat. And I hope we can do it again.
Heck yeah, it's been great. Thanks for having me on.
All right, all the best, mate. Good on you. See you, chat.
Bye-bye, everyone. May you live forever.